Let's go fly a kite. Da, na, 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 na. Hi, everyone. Sorry I'm late. Somebody called me, girl. Had to answer it. The phones is. Um, 15 people in the room, really? Interesting. How are you? How are you doing? How art thou? Let's make this bigger. I need to get my eyebrows re-waxed. They're looking a little desperate. For those of you guys who are hashtag replay gang, please check the description box to see when this actually starts, when the porty gets stored. I'm going to definitely do my best to remember to update it. 100%. I got to get through this because I got to get to work. But hello, let's see who's in the room. JW. Hi. Lila Berry. Hello. Oh, she's at JW's at work. Oh, hey. Beth P. Hello. For once, I've managed to catch one of your lives at the beginning. Ah, Beth, and I was late. Dance Crash. Hello. Never met you before. How are you? Yazel. Hello. Hello, Yazel. Rasta Pablo. Wagwan. Brittany, hello, Brittany. Kim, never seen you before. Hello, how are you? I'm glad you can make it. Jasmine, hello, glad you can make it. Better Days, hello, glad you can make it. Sean Christina, hey. Lisa, hi. Again, Jasmine, hi. Brenda B, ciao. Christelle, hey girl, hey. Dedria. Mickey, hello. I haven't seen you in a minute. Hello, SOTD. Pamela Cleveland. Hello, India Graves. Hi, Pamela Cleveland. Oh yeah, remember Pamela? I love your background. Very colorful. Tracy. Hello. Oh, Dance, you've been a silent listener for 2 years? Hello. Nice to meet ya. Nice to meet ya. Okay, UK. The pond, the other side of the pond. Beth, did you see that I did the last week's toe on my podcast, DocuSweeties, that I have with my friend Chris? That I did it with Michelle from Blighty Day Fiancé. I don't know if you're interested in podcasts, but there is a really fun couple duo from the UK. Michelle is an expat from the States, but she's lived in the UK for 15 years. And they're great. So check out Blighty Day Fiancé. Oh, mom of 8. Call me Sierra. Okay, I shall. Oh, great, Better Days. I'm glad that you liked it. Jazzy Boo. Hi, welcome to the party. Okay, what time is it? Oh, 3 minutes in. Wonderful. I have finally fallen victim of kombucha. I don't necessarily love it, and I've had it several times throughout my life. But you know what? I don't know if you guys have this memory, but in the 90s, there were several like diet fads. And I can tell you 2 of them my mother actually did. She did the cabbage soup diet. She also did it was kombucha. It was a kombucha style beverage. You got this mushroom thing, right? This fungus, and you put it in the refrigerator with some kind of liquid on it, and you let it sit in your refrigerator. And when you opened the Tupperware, because it was the 90s, so there was Tupperware. When you opened the Tupperware, the inside was a giant like mushroom top of fungus. And then if you lift underneath it was a beverage, a liquid substance. And my mother used to drink that. And y'all, that was kombucha. And so now that it's all like fancy, I'm just like, listen, give me the fungus. Let me put it in my refrigerator for free. You know? I wonder if anybody remembers that. I wonder if anybody remembers that. And it's supposed to like help with your belly, but like with everything, I just feel like by the time that you see like live cultures, yeah, like by the time it like gets through all this thing, it's just not good and it's filled with sugar and it's like this has 13 grams of sugar and 13 grams of added sugar, 26%. It's like that's a lot of sugar for a supposedly healthy beverage. You feel me? You see what I'm saying? So, anyways, ooh, Mickey's here in a good mood. Okay, we'll get started in about 15 seconds. What is this one? This is Just Call Me Wah. So I say, hey guys, it's Wahima. Oh, let me bring the melanated. Hey guys, it's Wahima, but just call me Wah. Melanated. Welcome to my guys. Hey guys, it's Wahima, but just call me Wah. Melanated. Welcome to my recap of 90 Day Fiancé, The Other Way, Season 4, Episode 6, Love is One Thing, and Knowledge is Another. Let me tell you, when I did my podcast about this episode, we didn't know that and knowledge is the other. It was the rest of the title of the episode. And I knew something was awry. I knew something was fishy. I knew it wasn't just love is one thing, but we don't do research. All the other podcasters did, which is why I know the title of this show. Anyways, hi. My name is Wah. If you're new to my channel, I do recaps of relationship reality TV shows such as 90 Day Fiancé, Love After Lockup, Seeking Sister Wife, coming up, Seeking Brother Husband, coming up, Love is Blind, sometimes Marriage at First Sight, girl. If it doesn't stressing and get on my nerves, then I'll do it. And other stuff like that. So if you do like that content, please go ahead and subscribe to my channel. It's a good time. We go live. I can no longer make edited videos because who has the time, child? Not I. The literal 6 hours it takes to edit a video, I don't have the time anymore. So we are a live channel now. That's what we do. That's how we roll. Sad that I've lost a lot of my followers, or at least my watchers, because I don't do the edited recaps and they are sick of these lives. But thank you to the chosen few, those of you who have stuck by me, the 2,000 or so of you who continuously watch my content. I absolutely appreciate you. And yeah, but I mean, if you're ever like feeling giving, because this is free, if you ever wanted to like give your girl a tip for the hee ha-has, for the stroking of your eardrums while you clean your home or drive or, you know, do whatever you're doing at work. Hey to those of you at work, you're doing a great job. And it's almost over. Either you're almost at retirement, or maybe you're not almost at retirement, but the day is almost over. And then you get to go home and have a glass of wine. So happy for you. Okay, let's jump right into this episode. Who do we want to start with first? Hi, Renee. Welcome to the chat. Who do you want to start with? Let's just start with who's on top of my screen. Okay. These two fools. This is Jamie and Chris. You guys, Jamie and Chris are shopping because it has, I mean, been 3 days, and Chris is just like, it feels like I've been here forever. And I'm like, is that a good thing or a bad thing? It feels like a bad thing if it's been 3 weeks and you're like, I can't believe it's been not even 3 weeks. I can't believe it's been 3 days. Feels like I've been here forever. Anyways, and so they go shopping and they have very different taste. Okay. Jamie likes the modern, the clean, and Chris likes the cluttered and the colorful. And they hop on a bed and they have a conversation about their next moves. There's a lot of scenes in furniture stores from 90 Day Fiancé. I mean, like Rebecca and Zied. We've got Jovi and Yara. I feel like everybody. I feel like there's probably an Annie and David one too. You know? Anywho, so they're in the furniture store. Chris tells Jamie that she's just found out that she has to go back to the States because the man who stole her very rare Harley or motorcycle bike given to her by her father has been caught. And she lost out on a lot of money because she's going to use that money selling that bike. But that's how important Jamie is to her, that she was willing to sell a very rare motorcycle that her father gave to her, bequeathed in his will to her, in order to be here with the love of her life, Jamie. So Jamie should be appreciative, no? Jamie should be okay with her going back to the States and possibly never returning in order to ensure that this man is prosecuted. My thought is, like, I get it. The man stole from you, but then just shoot him and go about your business. You know what I'm saying? Like, why do you have to go? I'm just kidding. Just kidding. No, but I mean, if she doesn't, did she get the bike back? Did she get any money from it? At that point, it's a wash. Why spend the money to go back to Alabama or Mississippi or wherever she's from in order to prosecute him when there is no financial gain from it? It's only another financial loss. Cannot she send a proxy? But they're saying she has to go. This all seems fake to me. Anyways, Jamie gets very upset because Jamie's like, she's just going to ghost me again. She had me get this expensive ass apartment. And now what she's going to do is buy furniture and then leave me with all of it. And I'm going to have to manage it by myself. And it's very hurtful. And are those crocodile tears? Because is not Jamie feeling okay about the fact that this chronically ill person is going to leave? No, she's crying. They're not crocodile tears. She's tears. She's real. So next scene is they are getting ready to go to the flea market and they're wearing matching outfits. It's a denim top and it is a leather or faux leather legging. Okay. Matching outfits. And Chris is in a lot of pain. She is in a lot of pain. And she says that it was probably from the travel here and the altitude. And she wants to push forward and push through for Jamie's sake. And then she kind of talks about the fact that how she ghosted her the last time. And she's like, listen, I ghosted her because she was needy. And I couldn't handle it. And I'm like, she was needy in the fact that she wanted to talk to you every day. And you were like, I don't want to talk to you. Or like, well, how was she needy? Is what I would like to know. I mean, I just want to know. No judgment, just want to know. And so we're like, Chris, you seem pretty needy. You seem like you pretty much need someone to support you, whether that be a paid professional or not. But it seems like you require things, and it's interesting that now that she was on the other foot. It feels like she was on the other foot. So. So they go to the flea market and they have to turn automatically right back around because the moment she gets into the car, she's leaning over crying like desperately. And Jamie's crying. They don't know how to handle it. Like it's hard for them. Jamie brings her back to the house. They end up calling a doctor to give her some muscle relaxants and tell her that muscle relaxers and telling her that she needs to get that surgery ASAP. And I think she does. Also, like, did I kind of not believe that she was in that much pain? I mean, it just felt like the way she was moving, it felt like, was it her back or was it her tummy? That's it. Okay. Next couple that we're going to talk about are these two idiots. So as you know, Danielle has been doing a campaign all over the social medias talking about how defending herself, basically, how she never promised that he was going to move to the US, and that if you have anything negative to say about her and her body, that it's probably something that you see within yourself that you're jealous of. And we're just like, Now, I will say that those people who are telling her to die or telling her that they hate her, like those people, something wrong with them, right? Some wrong with them people. Some wrong with them people. Because you going online telling a person that you don't know on a reality show that is like scripted and sometimes like real but fake at the same time is wild. Choosing to defend Johan when you don't even know him, and it's just like wild, right? But we can say that her character on the show is asshole. Okay. We can say that. But do we wish her bodily harm? No. Do we want her to die? Never. Like, I'm not that invested in that woman's life or Johan or defending him. He is a grown man. Anyway, so there's my PSA on that. So he comes to the house and she says that she shouldn't sleep alone because she's a wife, not a girlfriend. And that it really hurt her because he got defensive as opposed to just talking it through. And he says that he's sorry and that the reason why he didn't like tell her, I guess, in the way that was okay for her was for him. The girl told him she lost the baby. Later on, someone else told him that she aborted it. And then when he confronted the woman, all of this, which by the way, is quite literally none of Danielle's business. Sorry, that person then went back to Johan and said, yeah, I did abort the baby. And the reason why I chose an abortion is, and I didn't tell you, is because I knew you really wanted the baby, but like, it couldn't be for me. And he was really sad about that. So she apologized, goes and sits on his lap and gives him a kiss and like, whatever. Ugh, annoying. Next couple that we are going to talk about is Gabe and Isabel. This is not another one, but this is a scene that one, Gabe wants to have top surgery. He said he's never had top surgery, that just he's small chested, but he's like feels some way about it. And that he was worried about going to a doctor in Colombia to get it managed, because when he tried to go to a doctor in the US, the doctor was very rude and like didn't believe that he was trans and like made him prove it. And it just made him very uncomfortable, which is fair because I mean, there's so much conversation about trans people's bodies and it's a lot of conversation about it. That's all I really know how to say. It's a lot of unnecessary conversation about trans people's bodies. And it's just because out of curiosity, but at this point in my life, like I just gone ahead and believe what people tell me about themselves, and I don't need them to prove anything to me. And I want to be the best ally that I can be. So that being said, the next part of the conversation where he describes how much pain he was in from his bottom surgery and how crazy it was. They had to have one surgery to correct another thing, to do this, which is so heartbreaking to me. And I'm glad that he got through it, and I'm glad that he's happy with the results and everything works. And that was all, right? Gabe is desperately worried about scarring because he, I guess, scars pretty badly, even if like taking care of it. And so that was a concern for him for that. And I love Isabel throughout this. Isabel is just like, it's your body, it's your choice. I love you for who you are. Everything works fine for me. The sex is great. But she did have some questions. And this is where I got uncomfortable again, not because I'm not curious, not because I don't feel like that information is useful in my brain. But also, I feel like that information is probably useful for cisgendered men too. But anyways, what I'm saying is I have kind of trained myself and decided that when it comes to trans issues, I don't need to know the nitty gritty. I think that we feel, as those of us who are cisgendered who might be curious, that the trans folk owe us explanations as to how things happen, as though they're the ones that are doing the surgeries themselves. Like there are fully doctors that do these surgeries. And so like you could look that information up should you want to. I don't think that it is a trans person's job to explain. However, Gabe is choosing to do so, and so I'm respecting the choice, but I just don't want to kind of go into it and talk about the mechanics in that way, because I feel like it feeds to the narrative that trans bodies are open to dissection and something. I don't know. It just feels weird to me. So that's where I'm at. What are you guys saying in the comments? Great. TMI, right? Like I just feel that it's, and not because I'm upset or roast about it. Like, no. It's just because I just want to respect, everybody's decision. And Gabe is being a very brave, vulnerable person. And I feel like with any with any different way of life or way of being that is not represented on TV to the masses and globally or nationally accepted in certain circles, like I think that there is a little bit of see, we ain't so bad, we're just like you type rhetoric that comes with that. And I feel like Black people had to go through that too, like where it's like you had shows that pandered to whatever the idea of Blackness was to non-Black people in order to sell. You always had the Black tropes in the stories. You had the mammies, you had the maids, you had the strong Black woman trope. You have a lot of things, right? And I think that that's what happens with any community that's trying to show their validity, that you have to somehow appease those who are upset about it and make them feel comfortable before they're able to accept it. And that's the part that I guess I'm a little bit revolting against or fighting against, is that I don't think you should have to like appease anybody or make them feel comfortable for them to accept your humanity. So that being said, let's move on. Next couple that we are going to talk about is Debbie and Osama. Well, hey, Osama. He looks so handsome. So Debbie is on the plane and she's like, I feel so revitalized. I can't get her voice well. I can only do it when she says certain things. I cannot do it when under duress. No, I'm not under duress. I just can't do it all the time. I can only do it when she says certain things. So she gets off the plane and she's like, I'm on Moroccan soil and very excited to start my new life. You know, with me and Osama, we're just gonna right off into the sunset. I just made that up. Anyways, so she gets her bags and she's like moving about. I mean, she has like 4 bags. Listen, the woman is moving. Let me just say, the girl is moving to Morocco. So she got a lot of bags, right? And the rest of her stuff is coming once her and Osama get an apartment. And so she's like, where's Osama? So she exits the airport and he's standing outside and she's like, hey, Osama. And the whole time she's just like looking up into his eyes, like, and he's like, Debbie is the other part of my half. I'm very happy that she's here. She makes me whole person. And he gives her a flower and she's like, you make me feel so great, Osama. And then no hugging, which is fine, because I was like embarrassed if they were. Like, what are people thinking? Is that his grandma? Is that his teta? Are people thinking that that's his teta? And so Osama is a caricature, you guys. He smiles, and at that point, we all go, dental work is a privilege. It's not a necessity. And he has that hat on that makes him look like a crazy person. It's like Michael Jackson, but also I think he should be just a scarecrow. I think he should be in a field of corn to like help the crops out. Do scarecrows even work? I feel like they may have worked like when they were first invented because the crows were dumb. But like after generations of crows seeing scarecrows, are they even scared of them anymore? Because I feel like scarecrows just like land on the shoulders of the thing that's supposed to scare them, because just like generation, they've evolved. The crows have evolved and they no longer are scared of scarecrows. Anyways, so thank you for going along with me on my tangents. Again, if you have the hee ha-has, you can drop a girl a tip. Also, you can give this video a thumbs up and that helps me as well. You can also share with your friends. That helps me too. Any one of those will do. Oh, that helps me too. Any one of those will do. Oh, I forgot my song. It's Thursday afternoon. It's time to talk 90 Day. I don't have the words. The other way. Or hashtag replay game. Na 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 na. Yay! I forgot that. Okay. Anywho, so they just stared into the other's eye. Really, their whole segment is her exiting the airport and seeing him and staring longingly into his eyes. And he calls her an angel, which is very, very this is what I had I had made. Look at that. Look at that. Debbie the angel. Thank you so much, Gabby, for making this. Like the moment it happened on TV, I went to Gabby and I was like, Gabby, can you make me a picture of what's her face as an angel? And that is what Gabby produced. So thanks, girl. Okay. Next couple that we are going to talk about 5 after 6 on Sunday. These two. Mahmoud and Nicole. This is becoming very tedious, y'all. Michelle from Blighty Day Fiancé really explained exactly what was going on. And this is what she said. She said that Mahmoud has probably been told his entire life that this is what a woman is. This is what a man's role is with a woman, specifically and especially in Islam. And a woman should be happy for this. A woman would be happy for this. And this is how you have a cohesive, happy, going to heaven family. And she agreed to this before they got married. And then she said, oh, well, I didn't know what I was agreeing to. And so now I want you to change what it is that you want or ask me. Because she has a Western ideal of love, where in this Western idea of love, you compromise. And the religion may not, maybe in her world, may not come first, but in his world, it does. So it's the morning and she's trying to make tea and she doesn't know how to light a gas stove. For those of us who have been lighting gas stoves since we could, it just seems pretty wild that she doesn't know how to do it. And he is fed up. Okay. He is fed up with her not knowing how to light the stove because he has told her time and again how to do it and she can't. And then she is preventing him from going to prayer, which she should go to prayer too. And she's like, well, I try to go to prayer. I go whenever I can, but like, could you imagine how disrespected he feels? It is disrespectful that she said that she would be Muslim and she converted and then has proceeded to be the worst Muslim, not even the worst Muslim, like proceeded to how hard is it to go to the mat 5 times a day? Or at least during the day when people are watching you. How hard is it? I just don't get it. I guess because I'm not just fervently angry at religion and that's what it gives me with her. I don't know how to explain what I'm trying to say. I think that there are people who hate religion, right? And they don't want it. They're atheists. They hate it, right? They're not even going to pretend to like it. And then you have people who grew up religious, strict or not strict, but grew up with it and are just kind of like lukewarm Christians, as we call them, right? Just like whatever religion I'm talking about. But speaking from a Christian perspective, just kind of like whatever, take it or leave it. They can go to church maybe on Easter Sunday, dress up, come home, but it's not going to make or break them. They're not going to be upset. They take the communion whenever they go, or they do whatever whenever they go, and it's not that big a deal. And then you have folk who are no longer in the church and believe themselves to have a good relationship with it or feel like, okay, I can do this, but then hate it. And I feel like that's what Nicole is. It's like Nicole won't acknowledge that she is not interested in religion. I think she's interested as a theory, and I think she doesn't walk around having any negativity in her spirit about it. But like, if anyone were to try to get her to do any kind of ritual or any kind of pattern of behavior based on said religion, she just is not into it. I think that her flat out refusal to put on a hijab is very, very indicative of that. Because here's the truth: I am not Christian. I don't have a religion anymore. Like I don't believe. Like I'm not. Whatever. However, if I married somebody who did believe, if I just like was so in love with a person and I was like, okay, I have to just be Muslim now, I would just be Muslim. Whether or not I believed in everything I was doing, my loved one believes in it wholeheartedly and believes that it is his job to bring our family into the future and to make sure that we're living in a way that is subservient and great and not graceful to God, but like loving of God, right? And if part of that is praying 5 times a day when I don't have to work, or like wearing a hijab when I go out, then I'm going to do it. I don't have any judgment of Islam to where it would be like, well, I'm not going to have to wear a hijab because women shouldn't have to blah, blah, blah. Yeah, women shouldn't have to blah, 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 but I love this man. Okay. I love him. He takes care of me. He gives me sweet nothings. He makes me feel great about myself. I'm gonna go to the mat 5 times a day. I mean, there might be some little things that I'm just like, okay, you gonna have to learn to cook, son. Like that's gonna be the thing for me. He's gonna have to learn to cook because it's not gonna be me. We're gonna be eating out every day. Like, that is what that is. But what I'm saying is that the fact that she won't even wear it to his uncle's house is crazy. Now, him saying you're gonna eventually wear the hijab. So I don't know what you're thinking. You can think that right now, but apparently in the future you will be wearing it is a little bit of fighting words. And I understand why she got upset with that. But at that point, you guys break up. I think they need to like write a list of non-negotiables. And on top, his is going to be religion, hijab. I'm still on religion, okay? This is religion. It's going to be hijab, prayer, Juma. It's going to be several things, and he needs to list that, and that needs to be the non-negotiable. And if she's going to be like, Mahmoud, my love, do I have to wear it? And he's like, yes, because that's what you agreed to. And then she needs to go, okay, that's a deal breaker for me. The deal breaker is the hijab because I don't ever want to wear it. And then I'm just like, why doesn't she just look at Shida and just wear fabulous clothing? But I don't know. I will never understand. So my thought pattern is that she just really isn't interested in religion. And that is fair, but then don't be with a man who's super religious. So, anyways, what are you guys saying? Folks really got to marry people who already align with their values. Absolutely. She doesn't need to be Muslim. He only needs to make sure their kids are raised in Islam. Okay. The marriages between Nicole and Mahmoud, it's not all on her to research. They should have had conversations together about Islam. You are 100%. Oh, thank you. Thank you. So anywho. Also, like, yeah, Ramadan. Ramadan's coming up. It's on the 22nd. It's next week. Difference between embracing a religion or wearing something. I think he thought he saw the festival, we communicated that to her. I think he saw that, first of all, we communicated that to her. And when she decided to convert, that she understood what all that meant. Yes. But then here's what I said. Here's my thought pattern is then she just needs to back out of it. Once she realized that it was too much and that he was pretty devout and that he wasn't going to budge on certain things, even her wearing short sleeves, then she should have gotten out of their relationship. Because guess what? She's too old. She's 38. She is too old to think that things are going to be different. And that's the part that where I don't understand her, is that we're the same age. And at this age, by the time you've had these many experiences in life, or maybe you haven't had them, but you've seen them, you have to know that, like, if you both have deal breakers, then it's not going to work. So you should get out of it. I'm annoyed with Nicole and any other Western woman who gets with these strict Muslim men and then act shocked like they can't do whatever they want. That's the way I feel too. However, it is what it is. So they make plans to go to his uncle's house, and we see next episode that the uncle is basically reading him his rights. And not reading him his rights, but is basically telling him, like, you got to get a hold of your wife, and one day she'll soon come to learn. And if she doesn't come to learn, then it's on you. It's on you. So, anyways, let's go to our next couple, which is Jen and Rishi. Y'all, they have been the highlight of this show. There's just always shenanigans, and the supplementary characters are great. So now we've got Jen's friend Deer, who looks like Rishi but not. You know what I mean? Like, the only they have the common is the height and the long hair, but otherwise they look different. So maybe I was wrong. They just have long hair. That's the only thing they share in common. Like, he has contacts on, and it's just like, okay, girl. And that in cardio class, that Zumba Indian Zumba cardio class was like, what's the form? Is it okay? I mean, I guess it does. What it does is it like I feel it here. You know? Okay. I feel it here. Love yourself. Love yourself. So we learned so much, did we not? As a community. So Dear is her good friend that she met when she was looking for exercise classes the last time she was in this country. And she is coming to him because he's like a guru. He gives her all the best advice, right? And she tells him about Rishi. She's like, you know the guy I was telling you about? Guess what? This is where we're at now. You know the guy I used to cry to you about? This is what's happening now. And what's happening now is that he didn't tell me that his family was looking for someone. And do you think that his family will ever accept me? Dear, you can be honest. And Dear is like, his family will accept you if he insists that they do. And then to the cameras, he says, Rishi's making a fool out of Jen. And I was like, oh, thank you. Thank you for saying what we all were feeling. And we have a little flashback of Jen talking to him in the car and says, you lied to me. And he's like, well, I admit I did, because I didn't want you to not come. Like, I wanted you to come. And I'm gonna tell you right now, even though he's trash for that, it made me go, aw, which is like bad Wahima. Aw, nothing. It's manipulative. Okay. And I'm sure that's what it did to her. It's like when someone is looking at you and they're like, I know I lied to you, but it's because I love you so much. And I didn't want you to not come and see me. I wanted you to spend all of your life savings and sell all your earthly goods and come move here just on the hope that we'll have something together. Because once you're here, and even if you want to go home, you won't, because I'll continue to just like drop breadcrumbs and know that I love you. So like, that's why I didn't tell you, because I love you and I want you here. I want to have a Western woman to bang whenever I'm ready to bang. I can't get it from these Indian ladies. They don't give it up the way the Westerners do. And without marriage, come on. So anyways, she's like, okay. And the guru says, you know, it's a difference between your head and your heart. And she's like, oh my God, you know me so well. Jen, you're having confusion between your head and your heart is not something that is such a you trait. That's such a human trait. Most people have a hard time deciding between their head and their heart in matters of love. So she's done talking to him, and she has a conversation with Rishi about the fact that he lied and, you know, what the expectation is. And I can't remember what scene happens first. There's a kite scene and then there's not a kite scene. So let's go with the kite scene. He takes her to the rooftop and he's like, listen, it is a Hindi. I get confused if it's Hindi is the religion, or, I mean, yeah, I get confused. Language or religion. Anyway, so he's like, it's a Hindu tradition that on this day, the god has woken up after a month of sleep, and so we fly kites, and it's beautiful. Everyone's flying kites, but then they have kite fights. And I don't know if these wires are razor sharp. I'm not sure how they cut each other's kite, but then you yell, I cut your kite. And his teeth were so beautiful when he like yelled that in his confessional. It's like his perfect teeth, because he was so happy and smiley afterwards. I was like, cute, Rishi, cute. So then we move on, and she has a realistic conversation with him about what it's going to be like. And he says, well, you would move into my family home. And she goes, He's like, yeah, I mean, I take care of my family. Like, I'm one of the main breadwinners, so we would move there. And she's like, well, I knew he was the main breadwinner, but I didn't know he would have to do so from the home. I thought we would get our own place. And I'm just like, how much money does she think he makes? Does she think that man can afford to pay the rent in the house that they live in, and the rent and the groceries and the stuff in the house that the family lives in? It's interesting that she didn't watch, Indian Matchmaker or any show about Indian culture. I know that. Maybe, you know what it is? It's because I went on a Shah Rukh Khan deep dive a year ago, or maybe a year and a half ago. And like, I mean, you guys were there, right? If you follow me on Instagram. And so like I am very aware that the daughter-in-law moves into the house with the man's family. So I'm just like, how much do you not watch Bollywood movies? Like, how do you not know? How did you not know that that was what was going to be expected? So then he's like, I want you to meet my friend. Okay, my friend's wife is going to kind of give you a rundown of like expectations of, you know, when you marry me or when you become an Indian bride. And she's like, so it's wife training? And he's like, "Mhm." And she's like, it's wife training. My thing is though, it's not wife training, it is wife education, right? He is trying to tell her and show her what is expected of a daughter-in-law. And they go to this lovely lady's house. I mean, it's a nice big house too. And they go in and women are in the kitchen. It's 3 women and her, and they're showing her around. This is the part where I'm thinking, and she's so lovely, Jen, is that she did not go in there and like be kind of crazy and say, ooh, no, do that. The only thing that she said was that it was kind of like where she was trying to tell them how the difference is that she's like, the woman's like, you make tea in the morning and you make it at 4 a.m. for everybody. And I'm like, how, listen, if the wife has to make tea at 4 a.m, I'm assuming that everybody wakes up at 4:30. And so I don't know if I feel as bad about it, right? Because she's not making tea at 4 and then having her husband come down at 5. No, no, no. The tea would be cold by then. It doesn't take an hour to make chai. It takes maybe 20 minutes. So like, and this tea was very specific too. This wasn't like the chai that I'm talking about. This is like tea chai with ginger. And I was like, what does that taste like? So it's like black tea with like grated up ginger in it and you add milk. Maybe I should try it. I've been known to dabble with my chai making on a pot on the stove. I love making chai. It's so it's a lot of processes. Like you got to buy a mortar and pestle. That's what I need to buy is a mortar and pestle. Sorry, let me just put it in my cart because I will forget it 100%. Mortal pestle set. I would like. Ooh, that's nice. I think I'm gonna do this one. Great. Let's just put it in my cart. Put the 10% coupon, add to cart. Great. We did it. We walked through it together. Okay. Now, so now, I'm tired. She then is shown how to clean the bathroom, how to wash the dishes, and we get a little scene where he's like, I can't walk in between 3 women in the kitchen. And at first I thought that was really sweet, but then I was listening to somebody else's podcast and they were like, it's probably because like men can't go in the kitchen because like they don't ever cook in there, so like get out, it's the woman's domain. And that kind of annoyed me. I was like, is it anywhere? Like if they were in the streets, could a man not walk in between women? What is the cultural reference of that? What is the origins of this? But anyways, so she's very, very, I think, sweet and not disrespectful when she was talking to them. And she was just doing the things that they were suggesting that she does. And I was like, okay, Jen, like I feel like you are taking in this information that you know you're not going to do and not going to be a part of and being graceful in it. And she says in her confessionals, listen, I didn't get 2 master's degrees to like be someone's housekeeper. And then I said, well, then what are those 2 master's degrees in? And why are you here? What were you going to do in India? How are you going to utilize those master's degrees? I guess I just so really don't want to work. And I don't want to have to pay my own bills. Okay, here's what I want. I want to be able to quit working a conventional job where I go in and I'm like beholden to people, things, time, and space. I want to make money creating content or making people laugh or being a creative person. So I'm not saying that I don't want to work. I don't want to earn money. What I'm saying is that I would like to make money in the fashion that is the most comfortable for me and brings me the most happiness. And if I have someone who can just initially take over everything that I'm paying for right now so that I can hit the ground running and do what I have to do, I'd eventually take everything back and I'd be very grateful. And there'd be lots of fun times in between me and that person. But but I'm saying that, like, the opportunity for if someone were to tell me you need to be a housewife, my immediate thought would be, one, I can't have children, so I'll never be a stay-at-home mom. So if I'm at the house, and I mean, maybe there's like older people around that I have to take care of or whatever, but if I can get all of my chores done and I could just have like 4 hours to create content, and then like in between, like cook a meal, even though I don't want to, but I would do it. Listen, if someone's paying all my bills and I don't have to worry about paying my bills, I cook a meal. I cook two. Hell, I cook two. Okay. So then I would be able to like still get my shit done. Win-win for me. Win-win for me. So that is it. Like, yes, I just want to be free. Okay. This is very here's Mickey. Good luck. Here she is. I was like, oh, she's so funny. The reality is going to hit her when he tells her she needs to pay dowry to marry him. Maybe she got it. Maybe she got it. There's a reason why I didn't marry my Ghanaian boyfriend. The wife training, birthing 5 kids BS was not my cup of tea. Woo. Jen thinks the marriage will be a blend of the two cultures, not a full-on conversion. Yeah. Especially when you go to their country. When you go to them folk country, why is it that you think you're bringing a little of America with you? I mean, you might in here and how the way you teach your kids English, but like, you in their country, sis. I'm not known for being a romantic. Oh, thank you. I get you. Thank you. Yeah, girl. It's dramatic. All right, you guys. Well, that is it. I gotta get off skittle daddle into my life. I appreciate you guys hanging with me and taking the time out of your day to chitty chat, to listen to my nonsense. Thank you guys so much for being here, for watching. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to share on any social media platform that you deem fit. We are going to have some lives this weekend because I'm going to talk about life after lockup. And then the following weekend, it's going to rain. It's going to rain content. Okay. I'm going to try to do Love is Blind. And here's the truth. I'm going to say that maybe I won't be able to do it weekly. Maybe I'll have to do like a roundup of like 3 episodes in one and then move on from there. Because Love is Blind and Seeking Brother Husband comes on March 24th. And that's next Friday. And we're going to talk about Brother Husband the same way we talk about Sister Wife. I love it. I love it. I love it. So anyways, you guys, thank you so much for being here. Have a fantastic weekend, and I will see you probably on Saturday, okay? Remember to be you, be true, and find your place. Bye. Let's go fly a kite and find